Oh yeah, and so you're going to introduce the podcast, but
Yes.
Okay. Oh Jesus, can you hear yourself?
Yeah, and Anne?
Yes.
Hello. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
Here we are.
This is so...
Oh, you're talking into the top, so will I?
Oh my God.
Right into the top.
You're letting the side down, Anne Gildea.
Right into the top.
I mean, no, but let's... How long have you... Oh my God. How long have you been doing comedy, love?
No, but some mics there, you have to go right.
No, I know. Well, how long have you been doing comedy?
I first...
Okay, no, but just, since...
it's a sincere question. I first did...
to the top.
I first did comedy in a club with two of the women in London in 1989.
1989.
Oh, beauty.
And you're asking a question. Do I talk into the top? Ah, Jesus. You can take a horse to water. What's the phrase? You can take a horse to water, but you can't teach it how to...
But you can't get it to drink its own piss.
Oh, something like
Is that it? No, something like
okay, so... oh, yeah. Okay. So, sorry, I just wanted to say to regular viewers that I have changed the layout slightly to accommodate a fucking treadmill that I've put into my house, which is very, very big, right? Yeah. So that's... I will put a picture of the treadmill. I'm using it because it has a 15% incline function, and I bought it at MC Sport. Shout out to MC Sport. Very good, although they're not sponsoring me. It's a very big, nice warehouse, lots of amazing gym equipment. I bought that treadmill for €1,500, and it was delivered to my door, but they didn't take it into the house. Just this guy just goes, he just fucks it onto the street, and I said, could you bring it in? No. And I paid $75 for delivery. So I'd just like to say MC Sport, great company, but you just at the last hurdle, you let yourself down. You let us all down. And but it is a nice piece of equipment. It's the Soul F63.
Have you used it?
Okay, first of all, take the judgment out of that voice. Classic. Look, it's so... You might as well be a nun. Look. This is what I heard. I know you didn't mean it like that. Have you... That's how I felt. I know you didn't mean it like that.
I did not
first
mean
of all,
it.
fuck
Jesus.
you, Anne Gildea.
Do I
yes,
have
I have. Yes.
a resting judgment voice?
Yes. I have used it. Yeah, I use it. Well, I the thing is, okay, just calm down, everyone, okay? I do use it, and because I just use the incline, put it at 15%, and I use it for 6 or 7 minutes a day at the moment.
Wonderful.
Because I think my logic is that you don't want to use it too much because the novelty will wear off. That's my fear of everything. Novelty wearing off, everything. Although fucking wanking has never worn off, and I wish it fucking would. Thank you.
Oh, come on, Dave. Come on.
I'm so excited. Can you... there is a jingle that you play.
Oh, yeah. I've got
and then
the red button here.
Yeah, go on.
So are you ready to
so ladies and gentlemen, and then introduce... Yeah, and then I'll introduce you.
Have we started?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and now the episode with Anne Gildea. And that's why we're not together with David McSavage.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to do it over the music.
Oh, right,
there.
yeah. Okay. An episode number with Anne Gildea and David McSavage. That's why we're not together.
Okay, right. Yeah, you kind of got that back to the front, but that's okay. Thank you very much. And, well, you should have let it run. That's okay. You could have just faded it. No, it's too late now.
Ah, crap.
No, it doesn't matter, but we need people to see the behind. Okay. Welcome.
Shit, I faded it up again. Okay, it's gone.
And taking Daniel's place today, and last minute addition. Thank you very much, Damien Clark. Damien is a survivalist. Let me put it to you this way. If there was a nuclear winter, Damien Clark would be one of the few people who could survive. And I'd say, with respect, you, Anne, you're quite a survivor. I've seen you, I've seen you in your darkest times taking food out of bins. I saw you do that in Edinburgh, and I said, what are you doing, Anne Gildea? Look it. Anyway, Anne Gildea, sorry, I'm so thrilled. I'll tell you, I'm a little bit thrilled to have Anne Gildea here, because I think you've been doing stand-up longer than a lot of people I know. And the first time I heard of you, you were in a group called the Nulas, and they were quite big in Edinburgh, weren't they?
I was going to mention Edinburgh to you because that's where I first became aware of you. We were playing in Edinburgh and you were on the front of all the papers because you were up for blasphemy. Do you remember that?
No, I thought I was arrested for saying the word penis on the street.
Yeah, blasphemy.
Oh, blasphemy, yeah. So that would
it
have
was
been
a blasphemous penis.
That would have been 1996 or 7 or 8.
Yeah, it was 1996, 7 or 8.
Right.
And so we were going, who is this guy? We'd never heard of you.
Well, the only thing is, yes, I was arrested I was held for a very short time in a cell in Edinburgh for saying the word penis. Yeah, I was actually doing a gig. I was doing a street show to promote my show that I was doing in the Tron on Hunter Square. And this cop came up and said, "We heard you use the word penis." And I had a wireless mic on. What? Yeah, you used the word penis and there are children around. I never said penis. You just said it again. And then he put me in cuffs. And my brother was there, Barry, who's now an MEP. But I think he was a lawyer then. And he took a picture of me. But it's a great... No, I think somebody took a picture of me being taken away in cuffs by the cops. And then my brother behind me kind of... You know,
great.
But anyway,
but it was all over the papers.
Yeah, but the only thing was, Anne Gildea, was that I didn't have much of a show to back up the to back up the notoriety or the what the
notoriety.
Yeah, like
infamy.
There was nothing.
Publicity.
There was nothing to back up the publicity that I got. Like the actual, I didn't really. I wasn't self-aware.
Were you based in Ireland?
I wasn't comedically online. You know, I liked stand-up. I looked up to them, but I didn't have a show. I wasn't at the level of the people I looked up to. So that's when I started drinking. So I wanted to get close to those people, and that was one sure way of alienating whoever those people were. You know, just get drunk and then just approach them and just be fucking leery and in their face. But no, I was living in Denmark and Copenhagen at the time.
Yeah, because there was a sense in Ireland that if you were doing comedy, everybody knew who you were. So nobody knew, had heard of you.
Yeah,
and
but
then suddenly you were on the map with everybody.
Yeah, on the map, but in a way like if somebody had a road crash was on the map. Do you know what I mean? There was no, I didn't have a really good show behind me. Worthy of the publicity I got.
This is the funny thing about you, Dave Massavage. Something like that happens, and then you talk about it, and this vulnerability comes out about in your memory of it or whatever. Whereas you think, looking the way you operate in the world, that it would be real. You know, you love it, and you build on that, and yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I did at the time think this. I've made it. Yeah. But I didn't understand. No, you haven't. You've just been arrested for saying penis. That's it. But I remember seeing you guys, the Nulas. I think it
wasn't. I don't think it was. I seen you. You remember being blown away? I think that's the.
Oh yeah, sorry. I remember being blown away. No, I remember. I think approaching you and saying, "Oh, you're the most attractive. You're the best looking out of the Nulas." Something like that. I said something stupid to you like that, and then you went, "I would you go away? Stop that."
I don't talk like that. Off stage I talk like
no,
that.
But something like that, and then you were like. Yeah, okay. I think you felt hurt for the other members. You know the way sometimes women are so empathetic that if you say something that isn't inclusive of the other girls, you started to cry or something. You didn't start to cry, but anyway, that's.
Where were we playing? Can you remember?
Oh God, no, I can't remember. I think it was the year Tommy Tiernan won the Perrier Award.
Yeah,
so it could have been 98 or 97.
Yeah.
But so when did the Nulas start, or who
started in, it was me, Sue Collins and Tara Flynn, and we started in 1995.
Is it fair to say 95? Tara Flynn is possibly the most ubiquitous voice. Is that the correct term?
She's a wonderful voiceover.
But I mean, she's everywhere, isn't she? Like, if you listen, there's so many...
She's in the supermarket.
She's on in the phone and everything. Yeah. I would imagine, does she get royalties for all...
I don't know, because I never achieved that level of success, so I have no idea.
Did you not call her and say, how much money are you earning? Because she's on so much voiceover stuff. Do you know Tara Flynn?
Yes.
Yeah.
I painted a house once.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. By the way, are you operating the switchers?
Yes.
And when you're talking, are you putting yourself into the frame?
Yes.
Anyway, okay, so that was 95. And so can you talk about the origin? How did you come up? Whose idea was it to get the three of you together?
We were at a party together, Drumcondra, we're in the kitchen, and I think that Tara may have been heartbroken from maybe there was a relationship breakup or something around that time, as happens when you're in your 20s, ups and downs. And then me and Sue were chatting to her, and then we all started singing in the kitchen to cheer her up. Yeah. And then the three of us decided that we would get together and try and do something. And the first song we wrote was Hey Manolo, Are We an Item?
Excuse me?
Hey Manolo, Are We an Item?
Okay.
And we had just got together, and the Hairy Bowsies were doing a gig in Eamon Duran's.
Who are the Hairy Bowsies?
The Hairy Bowsies is Joe Rooney and
Paul Wonderful.
Yeah. And
who was also in the U2 tribute act?
The Joshua Trio.
Fucking brilliant. The Joshua Trio.
I never saw them.
The Joshua Trio were taking the piss out of U2 before U2 were uncool. Like, that's how cool and far ahead of the game Paul Wonderful.
They asked us to support them, and we'd three
Who,
songs
Joshua
by then.
Trio?
Yeah, no.
The Hairy Bowsies.
The Hairy Bowsies.
Oh, the Hairy Bowsies, yeah.
And so our first gig was in Eamon Duran's, and...
Why do you say Duran's, not Doran's?
I think because I'm terribly posh.
And also, for some of our listeners or viewers would like to know, where is the slight English twang in your accent? What the fuck is going on?
I was born in Manchester, and I was a little kid when we moved to a farm, isolated farm in the west of Ireland. But me and my brother and sister absolutely hated it.
Do you notice the voice when she's talking like that? Now she's suddenly going back into Manchester.
No, we hated it. And my cousins remember me.
But what age were you when you went?
I was five and a half. No, I have to say, one, it was
because your mom and dad.
It was very isolated.
Oh, gotcha.
And two, my cousins remember us going. I just hated Ireland. Going, I'm never going to have a horrible Irish accent. So
I see.
Very
okay.
stubbornly, and then I trained as an actress in London. I got a scholarship when I lived in London.
You say actress, not actor. It's
for
very...
7. Yeah, I do. I'll tell you why. Can I tell you why?
Yeah, because we're all the same. I think men and women, this is where I'm going. 300 years from now, it will just be all... everything.
We won't be here anymore. Well, that's where it is going.
No, of course we will be here. There's too many of... No, of course we will.
But can I tell you about the actress thing? When I was in drama college, one of the tutors said, people, sometimes lady actors would call themselves actors. And she said, she was Australian actually, but I'm shit at accents, so I can't do her. Her name was Judith Conroy Shipley. And she was our voice tutor. And she said... always call yourself an actress. It honours the women who came before you. They had to fight for the right to be on stage because in Shakespearean time, of course, all the female parts were played by men. And
sorry, go on. I just want to say something about Shakespeare.
So she, but she just said, honour your four sisters, honour the...
Gotcha.
And then I just thought, oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well that's nice. Okay. It's beautiful sentiment.
And here's another thing: women calling themselves actors. Actor denotes male, but using it as the generic is like saying you as a woman can only be taken seriously if you use the masculine denotation.
Can I just say,
know what I mean?
I'm going to call myself an actress from now on. Brilliant, love it.
Yeah,
thank you.
No, but you understand the point I'm making.
I got you 100% because it's a male thing. Yeah,
that semantic point is very clear in my head.
Okay, good.
You were saying, I'm serious as an actress if I call myself an actor, which is the masculine.
The S is kind of like.
No, because it's like saying I'm what the man is. No,
yeah, I know.
And they're saying it's the generic, but why is the male generic? Why isn't the actress generic?
I got it. Can I just say something about Shakespeare? I think people's enjoyment of Shakespeare is a bit of a faith-based enjoyment because you ever say, not Maggie Smith, who's the other one, the older actress?
Dame Judi Dench.
Dame Judi
Dench.
Actress. And then Graham Norton, Judi Dench, whatever. What does he say? Judi Dench. Now I sound like that guy. Have a great day. What's his name? The Liverpudlian comedian.
John Bishop.
No, way before him. There's a statue of him. What did he say? Diddy Man and all that.
Ken Dodd.
Ken Dodd. Oh, Ken Dodd.
Can I tell you, the Nulas did a massive tour of England in 2001, and every venue we were playing, his posters were there, and he would have been, late 70s, 80s by then.
Okay.
He was amazing.
Well, anyway, sorry. No, because I'll look back on this. And
This is an ADHD
No, but
chat.
I'll cut all this stuff out. Look, here, my point was...
So I didn't know
fucking Graham fucking Norton was
what
fucking
that
talking
was.
to Graham Judy Dench. And then she says to him, he says to her, she says to them, oh, will you do some Shakespeare? And Jesus, and I never understand a fucking word. It's all, and then she, and the face goes, when they do the Shakespeare face. Me serves forthwith with forth and this, and elephantitis, and the elephant the biological, the bacagata, and the cornflakes must never but that. And everybody's like, and you're holding on, and there's probably another minute of this shite. And forsake me, forsake. Like rubbish.
I saw that, and I
For
thought,
fuck's sake.
Fuck off.
it was wonderful.
Oh yeah, okay. And she puts that. She has to put that face on. Look. It's like, when opera singers before they sing, they go like this. Look, it's all. Whoa! Look, go away from me, you fucking idiot. How dare you, you uncultured bastard. Oh, fuck off, you arts grant cunt. Sorry, I'm so sorry. No, I'm by the way,
What a
can I just...
I wanted a nice chat about knowing you all these years.
I love that. Look, I wanted a nice chat. I mean, why are you getting so shirty, David? It's just not right. I come from Manchester. I'm so
No,
sorry.
I
I'm
don't-
so
I-
sorry.
Yeah.
And I'll probably cut all that out. Anyway, no, the Shakespeare thing. I like the point you were making about the actress. Very, very good.
I think it's an interesting point.
Yeah,
and
it
then,
is an
and then
interesting
I've
point.
had that conversation with people, and then they have the other point of view that no, I don't like to see women call themselves actors.
I'll tell you something, love.
Yeah.
I don't like to see it either. And so I'm
You're an actress.
I am an actress. And I don't know what you are. Anyway, okay, so, but before you started the Nulas, you were doing stand-up?
I was doing stand-up. I've been in England for a long time, and I just moved back to Ireland. And just before the Nulas started, I had spent 4.5 months on a television program called The Jerry Ryan Tonight Show.
Wow.
And it was live telly twice a week. And, thanks very much. And nobody... I love that. Telly in Ireland, you could do loads and nobody... It's like, what? What was that? Yeah. And so I played his kind of sidekick on there was a kind of comedy drama element going through this
Is there any
show.
clips of that on YouTube?
No, I don't think so. But
Okay.
I'm going to go into the archive and find some, because there's some nice little bits. And I used to do some sketches too there. And then while I was doing that, I thought, I really want to get back on stage. I have been doing stand-up too, but I never really found my voice in stand-up. But I knew it was funny.
Where were you doing gigs in UK?
I was hacking around the circuit doing my little half spots. And
Gigging with who?
And let me see. Oh Jesus!
Simon Munry. Do you remember him?
I do remember. I remember he had Alan Parker, Urban Warrior.
Oh, so good.
And so good. One of my favourite bits of comedy when he held up a picture of it was just a square paper with 2 little circles at the bottom, and he went, "This is a picture of a horse." From the horse's perspective.
Yeah, right.
And the 2 little hoofs were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the horse looking down.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, genius.
And Phil Kay.
Oh, Phil Kay was so nice to us in Edinburgh. The first time the Nulas played late and live in the Gilded Balloon.
Such a gentleman.
Yeah, he got an encore for us because you're so warm, and sometimes men can be a bit bollocky.
Oh, yeah.
So they're like,
Yeah.
could be shit, could be not, but he is just fabulous.
Yeah, he was very supportive to me when I first went over, unlike most of the other comedians.
Very generous performer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so what happened, we went over on spec in 95.
As the Nulas.
We had just formed.
Yeah.
here's an amazing thing that happened. We were doing a gig in Bagot Inn and we're having something to eat in a restaurant nearby beforehand. And we were discussing, should we go to Edinburgh, me and Tara and Sue. And then we said, actually, we don't have the money to go, so we won't bother. And a man overheard us and he came to our gig. And then he said afterwards, I love what you do. I'm going to pay for you to go. And he bought us 3 flights to Edinburgh and he gave us a bank card with some, he'd set up an account and then we had some money when we went there. So we were bankrolled.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really, yeah.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, with my filthy mind, I'd be, if I was that guy, I'm thinking I fancy one of them. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm hoping that...
It was all 3.
No, but it was purely altruistic. Is that
it was
correct?
Completely altruistic. That same chap
What a
financed the recording of Jack L and the Black Romantics album. I don't know if you remember them.
That's an extraordinary
amazing man,
story.
Scottish man.
So he just overhears a conversation. I can't believe that. That's incredible.
That's great.
And it was
Damon's thinking, I'm gonna have conversations, loud conversations in pubs from now on.
I wish I could afford this pint I'm about to order.
Yeah, such a good one. Oh my God.
That is funny.
But,
so young people just go around the pubs in the better areas of Dublin.
And did you not believe? Did you not? Were you suspicious of the guy when he offered you the money?
No, because he was very genuine and he was with another chap, and there was nothing sleazy about him at all. He was really straight down. You've a gut feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and
well, you have a gut feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, and those magical things happen to us all the time. We went to Edinburgh, and there was Salford University.
Ross Noble was the comedian.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So they adopted us, Salford University, and we used to play in their venue all the time. And then we did the Leighton Live, and Karen Corran saw the gig, and she offered us a venue the next year. And then we were into Edinburgh, and then we had loads of sold-out runs there, and it was brilliant. We had a great innings.
Yeah, great.
I'd been long enough doing comedy in England to know this is the break.
With
the Nulas.
Yeah,
I mean, we really took off.
Yeah.
But it was, but there was a lot of lineup changes because it's difficult to keep 3 people on the same page.
And what was the height of the Nulas, do you think, for you guys? What were the pinch yourself moments?
We went to the Irish Arts Centre, and it was actually after 9/11. And
what happened, Damo?
That's all good. I'm disappointed.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No.
And we had
sorry, just 2 seconds. I just wanted to say that again. Why was the peak for you the Irish Arts Centre?
In New York.
Oh, right. I thought you meant the one in London.
No, in New York.
And what size venue is that?
It's a 99-seater, I think. I think it's bigger now. But there was a thing in New York at the time. It was about tax. If you were 99 seats, you were in a certain tax band or whatever. So...
Yes. Like that, tax man.
I'm full of fascinating showbiz anecdotes like this.
So, Anne,
but
what was?
It was magical because it was a very dark time in New York because it was only a few weeks after 9/11. So it was amazing to be there during that moment. I mean, there was still all the missing posters on the...
Right.
The whole thing was really interesting, but the run really took off, and we extended for... we were supposed to be there for a couple of weeks, and we ended up being there for 7 or 8 weeks, and we got the fantastic review in the New York Times with our picture, head of the review page. It was like... Oh, wow, if you make it here, you'll make it anywhere. And then a lot of the writers from the different TV programs were coming down to check us out and met some fascinating people. But before we went there, we had decided that we were splitting up. And our third Nula was Australian, Josie O'Reilly.
Why did you decide to split up?
Because it was very hard to keep it together.
Keep who together?
Well, Josie O'Reilly had been the artistic director of Boom Chicago in Amsterdam, and
that's not me, by the way.
It's
a helicopter. Sorry.
And so she'd moved to Dublin to do this, and then we had been working just flat out, keeping it together, and we kind of burnt out.
Okay.
And then she said she was thinking, I'm going to go back to Sydney, and so it was kind of all set in stone, and it was a bit of a silly decision, really. Looking back.
Yeah. What do you mean, that you were kind of almost breaking the States in a way? If you
we were
kept up-
definitely breaking the States, because when you get the good review in the New York Times, that's it. You know, people are interested, and then you could almost syndicate. We had an offer to syndicate the show, but that was just the way it was.
Yeah.
You know, we were working flat out. And
That's
it was-
amazing. Like to extend a run, it's a very exciting prospect, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was just over in New York and I did a gig in Brooklyn on the 4th of July, and 7 people showed up.
But did you have a good gig?
I loved it. I actually love it, you know, when anybody shows up.
But what do you want? Would you like to be doing stadiums? Well, like what level?
Oh,
who do you look at and you go, I want that?
Well, you see, that's the absolutely right question to ask. What do you want?
Yeah, I think it's so important as a performer to know what it is you want.
Yeah,
I
and
know
if you
what
don't-
I want is an audience. It doesn't matter the size, and to just pay my bills.
Right, and I think that's a kind of it's a lacking in confidence kind of approach to our life, maybe, like we just want to pay the bills. But it's such a good question. What do you want? I mean, the basis of every fucking lead role in a film, you know, ask about the character. What do they want?
Yeah.
How are they going to get it? No, who are they? What do they want? And how are they going to get
Yeah.
it? So if you don't know what you want, then it's kind of, if you think about it, a silly place to be all pissed off that you're not doing what they're doing. Well, you know, do you want what they're doing?
Yeah, this
well,
is it.
Well, okay, you do. Do you really want it? Okay, you want to be playing stadiums. Well, there are actual fucking steps that you can take.
Yeah.
But you know, like my problem is my personality. I'm such a force of nature. I walk into a room, I don't read the room, I say the wrong thing, I fuck up. And as the exact opposite, I would say my young son Jack, 20, I say young son, why would I say that? But he's so emotionally intelligent. You know what I mean? You're emotionally intelligent, don't you think? Compared to me, although when you do that stare, I see my mate Aidan Killian does that a lot. My mate, when I say mate, if by saying mate it means that I might get into trouble, may I just retract that statement and say my acquaintance Aidan Killian, who does my road gigs. He runs my road gigs, but sometimes he does that thing, and it almost looks like he's an alien from another planet. And he just doesn't know what's going on in humanity. And he just has, or not only that, he's such a conspiracy theorist that sometimes I think he doesn't even think this is real. Like he's like, look, you know, oh yeah, do you ever see those when uncontacted tribes first come out of forests and they're like this, look. So you've got a bit of that going on. And Aidan has that thing going on. Anyway. Which is good as an artist.
It was a surprising statement. Nobody had ever said that to me before. And you're
Nobody
emotionally intelligent.
Sorry, emotionally. Oh, I see what you're saying. So yeah, I think there's lots of things that have to be in place to achieve. You know, in the same way that.
What do you want?
Well,
do you
I
want
guess. Yeah. I've always said I'd love to play a run of big gigs like the Olympia. You know. 5 or 6 or 7 shows a year to do, you know.
But you do play the Olympics, so you're there.
Yeah, but on a bigger scale. But the thing is, I'm not doing the work. I'm not taking the steps to, you know, like I'm a bit.
Can take,
well,
you know.
One would be establishing with your audience that you have you're going to write a new show every 2 years, and I struggle with that. Well, actually, I don't struggle with that because I don't work hard enough to actually struggle with it.
Although I remember being in the what do they call that venue in Estrada? The one.
In Dundalk.
Yeah, in Dundalk.
By the
Spirit Store.
The Spirit Store. Yeah, talked to the chap down in the Spirit Store, and he was saying you were there to do a gig, and somebody went, "We've heard this before," and then you dropped all your material and did a total show off the top of your head, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No. But no, I know what you mean. Sometimes you're in the flow.
Well, you paid that guy to say that to me.
Yeah. No, but sometimes you're in the flow, as you know, and you can come up with some really good material, but it's just of the moment, and it's so kind of ephemeral, and then you try and write it down, and it's like trying to remember a dream that you had, or you know when you're dreaming and you wake up and you're trying to get back to the dream. The colours
Oh,
aren't
so
right.
do you have an issue with just capturing material?
Well, no, I have an issue with procrastination. It's the same
Well, I
thing.
was just chatting to you there, and I found you very funny before this. Before we started. No,
Before
but
we
you were
started.
saying loads of funny stuff. So
Yeah.
then, obviously, well, a thing you could do is have someone that you work with, and you sit down with them and you improvise for 2 hours a day, and then you try and get stuff down.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
You work with. I mean, there's
Well, you're
there's
so
steps.
right, Anne. You're so fucking right. You see the way you're talking? See? And that's why, in the same way, like I do the gym 3 times a week. I have the personal trainer comes to the door. It's not a question, oh, the novelty's worn off, I shouldn't do it. It's fucking happening. She's at the door. I've paid the money. It's happening. It doesn't matter whether I feel good.
Yeah.
So in the same way with the writing process, exactly as you say, you need to pay somebody to be at the door. It's happening.
Yeah, and
We're
they have a
writing.
responsibility. You're going, I want that, yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And you need that because some people are very self-disciplined and they can do that.
I know, I
Like,
hate them. I find those two people, it's like their success is a personal attack on me.
You know, you're joking.
See, that's when I start worrying about you. When I say, it's clearly I'm fucking joking. And then you're like this, like, oh, is he being serious? Jesus, Anne. Come on, sorry. No, go on. Anne, I worry about you, honestly. No.
Okay, what was I going to say? A big important part of my
Important,
life
yeah.
is my partner Paul, who's very...
Who nobody gives a shit about except you. Stop going on about him. Also, it's very offensive to single people who can't form truly loving partnerships.
We work
but
very
you
closely
don't
together.
care about that.
We work
it's all about
closely
you
together.
and Paul. Boring.
No, but I
Sorry.
tell you what is professionally what works is that we work closely together, and the discipline, because I am really ADHD. I'm really all over the place.
Yeah.
And he's OCD. He is very, very organised. And
Interesting. So
and
they
that-
go well together.
And they go really well together.
I've seen a girl who was quite... I don't know OCD, but I know what you mean. That's fantastic. I love that.
Because to be a comedian, you really have to dig deep and do an awful lot yourself.
Well, to be anything, to do anything brilliant, you're gonna have to just go into the trenches and just dig through shit to get to the good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's
gold in the shit,
it's unpleasant
It is unpleasant.
to work. But again, you're so right. What do you want? Okay, you want that. Well, what steps are you taking to get? Well, then you're not going to fucking get it. You have to take it as serious as going to the gym or doing anything.
Exactly.
And just and give yourself this amount of time and set these hours and just get disciplined. And if you can't do it, you have to hire somebody to
there's
hold
ways
a gun
around
to
it.
your head.
Yeah. Because I was asking you why there isn't another TV series, because...
Although I have so many resentments and stuff built up in my head, so I am ready to go with a new thing. But anyway, this isn't about me; it's about you. Although you know what I mean. It's about you, Anne Gildea, classic Anne Gildea, distracting us, taking the spotlight away from us. Very, very sneaky, isn't it? Sneaky.
I'm not sneaky. It's one thing I'm not.
And are you doing a tour at the moment?
I'm starting my tour again on the 2nd of September. I actually kick off in the Crackden. I'm doing a whole show in the Crackden.
And what is
on
the
2nd.
what is it?
My show is called Further Adventures in Womaning, and
Brilliant.
it carries on from I toured a show for 3 years called How to Get the Menopause and Enjoy It.
So good.
And
It's definitely you know the demographic.
I totally know the demographic.
And which is fucking wonderful. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was
that's
a
the great thing
call-out.
about comedy.
Yeah.
There's this big spectrum, and there's comedy for these folks, these folks. So if I'm a woman and I'm going to, I want to go to this immediately. I'm in.
Yeah.
So, and I'd say the vibe was so much fun.
Oh, it was so much fun, and the only thing I would say is that I have my lovely female audience. It would be nice to get a few men in. So I'm thinking of calling my next show "Tits Out for the Lads."
Brilliant. Or maybe that could be the tagline. But the thing is, apparently women in general, folks are much more organised and proactive and plan things.
Well, women are the ticket buyers.
Ticket buyers. So is that reflected in...
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
It's a thing that I was aware of with touring around with the Nulas when we got back together again. You know, we split up and then we got back together. It was me, Sue and Maria Teche, and we toured for another 7 or 8 years. And it was just, I noticed the audience was predominantly female, and it was older female, and women like to go out to the theatre.
Well, women like to do. It's really
things.
Women like to just go out and do things, and so in a way, I'm way more popular and successful than I actually am, because my audience are predominantly men who don't do anything. So,
what is your audience? Do you know what your audience is?
I'd say it's guys. You know, guys between 30 and 50 or something. You know, and no, I have.
Do they go to shows?
I have a female audience. No, I mean, I'm selling more tickets now. Thank God.
I'd go and see
than
you.
You're
very funny.
Than I ever did. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's just an interesting point that women do tend to plan stuff and are more proactive and go. That's why when I have gone on holiday with Hannah, she's such a great travel companion. We were saying before, Alcoholics Anonymous, you know, don't defer to your own brain for thought. So if I was on holiday, I'd just stay in the same place and stare at a fucking wall. I suppose I just do whatever Hannah's doing, and I invariably have a good time.
Anyway, you were asking about the show I'm touring, and I did want to mention that. So it's called Further Adventures in Womaning.
I love it. Can we just? I think that's such a
yeah.
good title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took us ages to come up with it. We were just batting around all sorts of different things. And I just wanted to have a riff on all the changes that have happened for women in Ireland over the last 50 years and make it funny. So I was just
changes in what regard?
Well, I was thinking of my mum's life and her expectations. My mum, basic, ordinary working class woman, immigrated to England, expectation, get married, have kids, would have told me the way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Yeah, right. I heard that growing up.
Yeah, I mean, I was...
And people kind of, like that's not just a frivolous phrase,
Oh, no.
It kind of, it was very male dominated society back in the...
Yeah, so I kind of go through that from the cultural thing, from ads, from telly things, from the laws in Ireland and the way they changed, and I kind of riff around that. And so it's a trip down memory lane for women of my vintage or older, and it's really enlightening for younger women.
Is womaning... Sorry, yeah. I'm talking on man's...
Please.
I can't believe it. No, so sorry. You're a feminist. I'm a masculinist. So womaning is being a woman a verb? Like, do you know what I mean? Are you because it is? I don't know if it is a patriarchy. I don't know if I'm blind to the sexism. A lot of the sexism around. Some I can see, some I can't see, or so. But do you think you're playing a role in society, or are you just being yourself, or do you have to present a version of yourself? Because do you know what I mean? Womaning, is that a verb? Is it an actual?
Oh, well, it was a kind of riff on the idea of to young people talking about adulting, and so it was just a riff.
What's adulting?
Adulting is an expression that I just saw in the press, and it's apparently young people feeling self-conscious about being grown up and calling it adulting, that they were acting out being an adult whilst feeling out of their depth.
As opposed to adultery.
Or people have been saying, your show Further Adventures in Womanizing.
Oh, I see.
As if I'm a big lesbian going around making love to women.
What's it like being a woman in society? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I'm an older woman now, so that's...
what does that mean? Do you mean that you're not in the gaze of men? Like you were when you were young.
Yeah, which I love. Do you know something? Like,
as she picks her nose.
I would have been, as you observed in Edinburgh.
Go on.
I was quite attractive when I was younger, I think. And I was always really self-conscious about male attention. Some women...
But certainly time has changed that. Stop.
Come on. Come here. I fucking love
the fucking state of me, for Christ's sake.
No.
I'm dreadfully... I don't know.
I should go, you bitch, but that is true.
No. I'm just being... We're comedians and we...
Nobody fucking looks at you anymore.
Go on.
There's no second glance.
Come on. You just don't know.
No, go on, yeah.
And I kind of like that because I was always self-conscious about male attention.
Didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, whereas some women were magnificent with it when they were younger. They could use it, and they knew the power of having that youth. I fucking loved sex.
Okay.
And
Okay. Well, that's great to know.
yeah.
And that certainly upset all the men in the room now.
And
no,
I enjoyed it back in the day. Bloody hell, yeah.
But wasn't male attention, the gates opening to the pathway to sex?
Yeah,
so what was the awkwardness about the male attention then? Or was it just? Or was it just you didn't feel worthy? No, that's the wrong way.
No, not that. I was just quite. I'm ostensibly extrovert, but I'm actually quite shy.
So you couldn't handle the attention.
I'm quite introverted.
Yeah.
You know, my natural thing would be to be a bit hermity. So
it depends, and it also depends. I'm asking very clunky questions, but it depends on how the attention is directed towards you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So have you got some weird examples? I don't know what I'm trying to ask.
Go on, weird examples of what?
I don't know, because I don't know what it's like to be looked at from the male gaze. It's quite wolfish, isn't it?
From the male gaze.
I should have just put on a vest top and go down the
Yeah.
panty bar.
Because guys would look at me like, yeah, how you doing? Yeah. And then they look at
well, I don't know anymore, and I love it. The male gaze has totally gone off.
Yeah.
You know, when you reach.
Do you ever get
age.
glimpses of the male gaze?
I can't even remember what it was like to have the male. But it was a power. I mean, you know, yeah, it was a thing. I don't miss it, but there was a definite power about looking a certain way and being young, and it definitely goes for a woman. And I know some women, and that is hard for them. You know, that it's gone.
I see. Yeah. So they I guess, never having suffered from the curse of being very attractive, I wonder what if you're like so super symmetrical and you this and you that and you got all of this. It must be like walking around with fame or something. You just have this attention on you all the time from men. You know what I mean? Like. It must be kind of like, mate, you know.
But even the youth of even young women,
yeah.
Young women just attract to that. You know, I had breasts when I developed really young.
Yeah.
And so I would say, what age?
Oh wait, when you said, I didn't mean to do that when you said young. Wait, say the age first and I'll pick a button. Right,
9 or 10.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
I was quite young. I would say 9 or 10. I started developing boobies.
Wow.
And I was aware of male attention from when I was quite young. I was aware of suddenly getting man attention, and it made me excruciatingly self-conscious.
Okay.
Because I was quite young. And I never learned how to do the Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, get a load of
Well, I mean,
yeah,
when you think about it, that's really more bizarre, the way you're describing it, to be like that. Like, you wouldn't want to be...
I know, not when you're Lolita.
When you're,
I know, but...
yeah, but it's...
But a lot of women go through that.
Okay.
You know, a lot of... Because you're as soon as you start to bloom, you start to get a kind of... We're mammals. And it's mammalian and it's nature, but you don't know how. And now it's worse than ever because everything's so sexualized to the extreme. So I'm glad I'm not.
And when did you lose your virginity?
Oh, I'm not gonna.
I was 20. I was 24.
I was not. Yeah, I was. I think I was 19 or 20.
Oh, are you embarrassed that it was so late?
No.
Why were you reluctant to say it?
No, I
know. I mean, these, huh? Oh, what? What? What am I not picking up on?
Nothing. It was in LA, believe it or not. I was working.
No, I didn't ask where it was.
Okay,
right.
Yeah. And then I got a big part. It was a casting.
How old are you, Damo?
21, I think.
Quite late as well, mate.
Pretty late, man. I wasn't just giving it away for free.
That's not late.
It is. Oh, you guys, I lost it when I was fucking
Yeah.
7, mate.
Oh, well, I think...
7, I started having sex when I was 3.
Why was it so advanced for you?
Well, right. Let me tell you something. Because I was very awkward around women. I had a lot of desire. But I didn't know how to... I knew how to catch the fish, but I didn't know how to land it. I didn't know how to bash the fish over the head.
Do you know something, Dave?
With a
McSavage?
schlong.
I said, I bumped into Dave yesterday on the street and he said, come and do my podcast. And I thought, well, that's great because I'm going to be on the road in 5 weeks. I can chat about my show.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about when we lost our virginity. And 2 people in their late 50s talking about sex, virginity and boobs and children. It's something a bit, this is doing fucking great for my publicity. I'm using the F word. Well,
this is a freewheeling chat, and I will be judicious with the editing, so don't worry.
I know, there'll be just hello.
Yeah.
I find a freedom nobody notices yet anymore. It's great.
Ah, Jesus. Have you got that sound of...
Oh, yeah. Where's that now?
No.
Except...
No. That's all.
I think you have to go into another...
Oh, there's another...
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, this is great. Sorry. There's new ones now. Wait, what's the purple one do? Sorry. Back
That's okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what I've stumbled across now. Wait, sorry, everyone.
You've changed.
Sorry.
The pitch of my voice. No, just...
Oh, shit. What's that? Sorry. Okay, we're back.
But yes, Anne, that's the thing with podcasts or conversations. They're always a bit risky. I mean, they can go terribly wrong. You know,
can they? Have you had conversations go wrong?
Well, I mean, sometimes you start talking about something, and then for some reason you can't extricate yourself out of the groove that you're in, and then you suddenly get this existential feeling of, Christ, I'm boring myself now, and you can see the boredom in the eyes of the person you're talking to. But then some people are excruciatingly fucking boring. I knew some people, I'd meet them. I mean, now I'll just walk away from them. But when I was younger, I didn't have that skill set. And, they'd start talking to you like this. And I genuinely feel like I was being hypnotized by their boringness. I'd just be struggling to stay awake. Just incredible. But those people are necessary in society. They are the actuaries. They are the accountants. They're the people who can sit down and do the VAT every day, and it's no problem to them, you know what I mean? Hey, Anne, let's do your VAT. Yeah, I love your VAT. And you're just like... vampires, I guess you could call them. Vampires, yeah. They walk among us. But they are necessary. And they're good. They're the type of people that you'd meet at a party, and I don't mind Brian. Fucking do mind Brian.
I loved that sketch you had in your telly show, The Savage Eye.
Oh, yeah.
I love that one where they're talking about property. Oh, property. Yeah.
Okay, but we're not talking about...
All right, okay.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about resentments. You said you had some resentment, or there was something I said to you, or you said to me, or...
No, you were saying something about resentment. Do you have
resentment?
No,
you said that we met, and then you thought I said something to you. Or I thought you...
Oh, no, I remember we were doing a gig in Vicar Street. You were doing it. I think you were running a gig. It was on Paddy's Day in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And you had loads of comics on, and you asked me to come on and do some stuff. And then it overran, and you were really annoyed with me.
Was I?
And the only reason I overran was, will I have enough? Will it be good enough? And I was...
Yeah.
And you realise, actually, less is more. And I could have happily just gone on. Yeah. That was it. It was my whole thing was you were. I think you were annoyed as if I had some big ego and I was going, I'm on stage and I'm not getting off. But in fact, it was coming from a different place where I was going, is it enough?
Is that in Vicar Street?
It was in Vicar Street. Do you not remember?
No, I don't remember it. But that's very, very selfish of you and very rude. and thanks for bringing that up again. Jesus Christ. I thought we were here to have a good time. I thought we were here to have a good time, Damien.
Do you remember when you were angry at me that one time? Oh, yeah, that's the wrong one. I'll figure it out.
So you're going to do... So this next tour that you're doing, it's is it a different version of the show that you were doing, or is it
no, it's
completely-
all new material.
Okay.
It's totally new material. So I knew all the areas I wanted to riff off. And
Oh, very good.
The way I approach it is I write down all the stuff that I want to talk about, and then I do research around it, and then I start writing potential gags and images and sketches around that, and then I work very closely with my partner Paul, and we get in a room and we just work endlessly.
Jesus Christ!
So, and
Anne.
then I preview it in the Viking, and I just say, I'm going to do the show there, so then I have to have the show. So
Give yourself a deadline.
yeah, and do it. And I've been touring it since I did January to June, and it's a really sweet show.
How do you
It's
mean
gone
you've been
down-
touring it?
I've done a theatre tour already. My
Okay.
my last gig was in the Mac in Belfast, and in June, and then I took a little break for the summer, and then I'm back on the road again.
So how many gigs would you be doing a year
So for this, I'd say this year it's maybe 60.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're theatre gigs.
Yeah.
So it's quite a long show. Yeah, and then but I want to do a little bit more club stuff too.
And
to
what
just keep
about
that muscle working?
So you have a break in between you have two halves to the show.
I've two halves and intermission. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's nice, isn't it, that you feel that you can make a living now from doing this? It's such a relief.
It's such a relief because we made a really good living with the Nulas, and then the Nulas finally ended in 2018, and I thought, well, something else will come up, and then it didn't.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of running out of money and went, you kind of think, no, here I am, and something will pop up into my head or whatever. And then for a little while, I had to work as a tour guide.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, after years and years, and working to a really nice level with the Nulas, to be back having to do that.
It felt like a retrograde step.
I thought I was really annoyed with myself. I just thought I've really mismanaged my career, and I was very happy in the Nulas to be one of, and I thought I haven't actually promoted all the things I've done on my own. Should have been. You really have to keep yourself visible and out there, and it's against my nature to kind of push in that way. But here I am doing this huge promotion, and but
that was a dig. Did you notice that?
It wasn't. Come on, it was supposed to be
was
an
good.
amusing.
It was a well-worded.
It was supposed to be an amusing quip here in the gym in Portobello. What was I going to say? So, but you learn, you constantly.
But
learn.
it's the way they will say, like, what's the best ingredient in a meal or a dinner? It's hunger. That makes things taste delicious. So in other words, you wouldn't be here if you hadn't had that experience. It's a really good smelling salts. You have to.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Right.
But this is what.
That's
happened
why
to me.
I think.
That happened just before lockdown, and then lockdown came along, and because I've been working, I could get the little stipend from the government to keep going, and I thought, here's my opportunity.
Great.
So I drilled into writing a show, and then it was my partner Paul who
you
came up
got
with the title of How to Get the Menopause and Enjoy It, and I did a pivot into focusing it on menopause, which was very timely because as soon as lockdown finished, suddenly the world was talking about menopause, and there was my show.
Yeah. So you got real, you got serious, you fucking met yourself, and you really, in other words, what do I want? So you knew what.
Yeah, but I had Paul. I know you don't. Who wants to hear about? Yeah. But he is the magic ingredient for me because I needed that other person, and to have someone who is just totally in your corner, on your side. And he is brilliant. He is very, very funny.
Boring.
Here we go. Paul
Brilliant men. Oh, come on, let's put a nice happy spin on it. Men are so good. What can we do without men? I need a man. I just needed a man.
Can I just? Yes, you do. Can I just say? I remember talking to this woman, and she was going out with a guy, and I said, what are masculine traits? And she Trinity student, and it was all kind of socially constructed narrative. Some women can have masculine traits and vice versa. So then it sort of everything loses its meaning sometimes. And then I said, but what attracted you to him?
Yeah.
And then I think she said, he had a good soul. And I was, fuck off. good soul, mijo.
Penis.
Well, no, but also there's a, like you say, mammalian. I mean, a man. I assume from a female perspective, like would be the female gaze as well. Thank Christ and thank Jesus. That broad shoulders or jawline or fucking
hairy
beard,
chest.
hairy chest,
I like
whatever.
hairy chest.
So these
You
would be
know they
masculine.
wax
So
now.
these would be masculine.
Hair.
Right. There you go. Female woman, right? Attracted. So that would be masculine traits. The things that would attract you. You know what I mean? And thank God for them. How did I get onto this?
I was saying man.
Oh, man. So we need man. Masculine traits, masculinity. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And I love women. Thank God for women. I was listening to this song the other day. I think it was Peter Sellers or was it Charles Aznavour? Thank heaven for little girls.
That sounds like Peter Sellers.
From the 60s. Yeah. Because they get bigger every day. But I don't think it was sung ironically. It was sung as a tribute to little girls, and thank heaven for little girls.
I know, but that's what I was saying about being aware of men looking at you quite young. They are going, oh, they can't.
Yeah, they're thinking, oh yeah, she'll be ready in a few years.
Or
she's ready now.
Weirdos.
Oh Christ, yeah.
Yeah, that was probably inappropriate.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about life.
Yeah.
But life is inappropriate.
Are you fascinated by men? Or are you interested in what they have?
I'm very, very fucking interested in men.
Or humans.
I'm very interested.
Okay.
Like sometimes I love hearing men. I think the idea of having to wee in front of other men is just. I would find that so intimidating. That's one.
Well, can I hold you there? I agree. I've no problem. Okay, you're fucking there. Okay.
I couldn't imagine that.
Let's say, I'm just trying to think. Okay, this is a penis. Now I know this isn't a penis. But you'll have guys like, I mean, let's get, we're all going to die, so who cares? Let's just be honest. So, I'll point the fucking thing and direct it to where the stream is going. But then you'll have some guys, Damo, they'll be high and they'll be doing this sort of shit. Look, they'll be massaging their penises. God damn it! God damn it! They'll be kind of doing this kind of carry on, and I can see it out of the fucking corner of my eye, mate. And then, or else you go, I'll be there like this. Look. Oh, Jesus, how's it going? Mate, piss. And then we'll talk. I don't want to talk to a man holding his penis.
I find all that. My show, How to Get the Menopause and Joy, was kind of, in a way, about the secret life of women and all those things that go on. And the guys that came along were fascinated by it, and it really opened their eyes. And I would always say to them, I would love to see a show like this by a guy, The Secret Life of Men, because things like going into a male loo are just so, like, can you imagine a woman pulling down in knickers and having to just wee against the wall with loads of other women? I mean, it's personal, private, physical things like that. I just find.
But the sound of a man pissing into a toilet,
I know.
No, it's funny. Oh, by the way,
the smell.
The sound of a man. No, it's. I sound like the bull make. The sound of a man pissing into the toilet. That's a good sound. It's like a fucking jet engine. It's fucking powerful. And then when you hear women pissing, it's like dirty secrets. It's fucking disgusting.
Now, if you were working with someone, they would write that down and go, I find that very amusing, and we're going to form a show around that. It's called The Sound of a Woman Pissing.
And by the way, folks,
that's a great name.
If you can't
tell the difference between...
There's your stadium show.
If you can't tell the difference between us being serious and, sometimes we say the exact opposite to what our values are, and if you can't understand that, you're not bright and you shouldn't watch this and go and watch reruns of Teletubbies. But my point is... what are the secrets that we wouldn't know about having a vag? Like I mean, what are the big kind of revelations?
Well, I just talked a lot about getting periods and the whole thing about sanitary pads, all the sanitary stuff and all the thing of just shame around it, and when it first came and the stuff that was said to you.
I see. This is historically.
No, but also just in experience, and you'd have women crying, laughing, and remembering like the pads we had and everything. And I think a lot of guys had never even thought about it or didn't.
The logistics of having a period.
I love the the logistics of being a man, of being a woman, and the private stuff.
Right.
That's why I
The
thought,
amount of work that women have to go to, they keep it to themselves. And they don't.
but just the little private stuff that maybe had never been said out loud before. I'd love to see a show like that about
I have a
men,
friend,
the real inner stuff of men.
Okay.
I mean, and I know it's trite maybe to talk about the toilet thing, but I think it's the most basic human thing.
Yeah.
And that's always a big thing. I always think about men, that they have to do that they have to weep.
Do you feel sorry for men having penises?
Yes. Having penises, no.
Do you know, would you be envious of the penis?
No, but I tell you what
Do
I
you
feel
have penis
sorry
envy?
for, the vulnerability of the balls. I feel sorry for.
Yeah.
The vulnerability of
The
vulnerability of the balls.
The scrotum.
The scrotum.
Like Ross Noble that you mentioned before, he'd be like, so you squeeze your scrotum like that. You know, that was one of his little things.
You did very
your
funny
scrotum
stuff
like that.
about the scrotal sac getting further away from the body because it's so hot in Australia. Wasn't that you?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I thought it was so funny.
Oh, that was... yeah, I just threw it out there. The fact that the scrotum doesn't work in Australia because it's 37 degrees, your body. Your nuts have to be 3 degrees cooler to produce sperm. That's why it hangs down.
Right.
But it's 40 degrees in Perth. So your scrotum's hanging down, just getting hotter the lower it goes.
Oh, right.
So that's why we have to swim in shark-infested waters.
Yeah.
Just to, start a
but,
family. I might get my leg bitten off, but I just really want a daughter. Like, that was the idea.
Oh.
It was just a new idea. Yeah. Yes. But thanks,
I loved
thanks,
it.
Sam.
I
appreciate it.
really enjoyed what you're doing there. And again, I just love this stuff.
Well, why
about
didn't you
the-
laugh then? Why didn't you laugh? You say you really enjoyed what he just did, but you didn't laugh. Yeah, but why didn't you
because
laugh?
I'm doing that comic thing.
No, I know,
that classic comic
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah, that's right. Because we do, because if somebody does something really funny on stage, we just think, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit like that. It's like, shit, should have come up with that.
I didn't know.
There's loads of ideas that I wanted to ask you now, and I've fucking forgotten
please.
them.
Come on, give me some tasty questions.
I know, but I wanted
questions about the vag.
questions about the vag. No. Well, hang on a second. What were we going to say? No, but that's interesting. Yes, those sort of behind, so we present ourselves men and women, and men know stuff. Because we share the commonality of being a man, women know stuff, but there's behind the scenes,
and we don't realize that the other side doesn't know
and
this.
I remember,
I'd love a man to do a show that's the
but
secret
we did
life.
the vagina monologues and the cock talking bollocks, wasn't it? The vagina monologues.
Yeah,
You've heard about that show. Haven't you heard about the vagina monologue?
Of course.
Yeah.
But the cock talking bollocks? Is
talking bollocks.
Is that a real...
But wasn't that show was about kind of that?
I guess. Sorry. Yeah.
Did you not see it or hear it?
No, I didn't. But I guess that's too. Yeah.
It's too.
Yeah.
It's too kind of
monologue-y.
Overt.
Yeah, and it's all down there.
It's
the ramifications of everything.
Well, anyway, I know a friend of mine, when she has her period, she gets very emotional, right? And it's almost like you'll say something like, it's a nice day or something, and you'd look at her and she just, is there somebody outside? I feel like fucking Roy Keane. Whose phone is that? Whose fucking phone is that? Whose fucking phone is that? Anyway, she gets to that point, look, where she's just and she's so emotional. But it shows you how weird I am. I love being around her when she's like that, because it's like, it just cheers me up because she's so sad. There's something sick in my head. It's like having an emotional, a fireplace. It's like I warm my hands on her sadness.
And do you know what that sadness is about? It's all hormonal fluctuations.
Okay.
And so the whole thing around menopause is just the same continuum of hormonal fluctuations and how women are so sensitive to those sex hormones, particularly estrogen, but there's also progesterone and testosterone. And I talked a lot about the detail of that in the show too, which a lot of women didn't know. I didn't know before I researched it.
So women are just much closer to feelings.
We're kind of bone, muscle, and big puddles of hormones.
Have you ever felt like what it must feel like to be a woman? How the fuck would we even know what that feels like?
No idea. Although the attention, I worked in a bar in St Kilda in Melbourne. I'm from Perth, but moved there, and on Monday was gay night, And I wore completely different clothes. I was like, so I wore tight shirts, and I did love the attention. But then I didn't feel in danger. Actually, they were the toughest looking dudes on a Monday. Massive, muscly dudes. Denim jackets with the sleeves ripped off. You know that?
Yeah.
Tats and all that. And,
That's
so
what
they
I was
could
saying
beat the
to
shit out.
you if you
But I
wanted
did-
to know the male gaze.
Oh, very good.
the
Very
male
good.
gaze. And I mean, I liked it I liked the attention because I was like 20 and I never had that attention from anyone.
Yeah.
That's strange, Damo, that
but
you
then
would like
also
that.
they would tip more.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay.
So
Oh, you were. I got
financially
you.
it was better. So I was working in
No,
the bar.
but the attention is nice, and the kind of feedback of your embodiment is lovely.
God,
I
anytime
wasn't
I've had a
confident as a-
female, I've had a few females when I was younger who were interested in me, and I did. It was quite nice.
Oh, it's yeah. It's
Well,
Oh, the
look, you
can't buy
connection
it.
is one. I'll tell you an interesting thing I find in the world of lesbians and gays is that it's interesting that in the gay world it's so hyper sexualized and very focused on fucking and the sex thing, and it always seemed to me from the outside in the lesbian world it was more. It seemed a little bit different, and there's more
Lesbian.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is true, but there seemed more admonishment and control and rules, and I don't know.
Yeah. But well, what I get from my lesbian friends is that it's very intense, super quick. It gets really
That's
like they
women.
get
That's
deep
women.
into it.
Yeah, that's
so
women.
it's very exciting, like Formula One. But then invariably the Formula One,
That's
invariably
my Formula One noise.
they don't last long. Those Formula One cars, but they're built just to go quick.
I mean, I'm not saying this to anybody, but it's just I
but we
find
know,
it interesting.
But
when
we
they're
know
dynamic.
that there's a generalization, and it doesn't apply to all women of that.
Have you ever slept with a man?
I have not. Yeah, and I have no desire to, because I'm not gay.
I've slept with a man.
Yeah, Paul was it?
What's it like?
Yes, my dad.
But yeah, no, it is fascinating, the things that we don't know about each other. But I do. God, I'm so great. You know, they say it's important to gratitude, and to keep yourself mentally well adjusted. So getting real simple, because I used to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, went to AA for a year actually. Can we talk about your experience with alcoholics or people? No, we don't want to talk. Huh?
Oh no, my dad was a drinker, but I think that.
Do you think he was an alcoholic?
My father, don't speak ill of the dead.
Oh, I see.
So it's we moved back to Ireland, and he had been a teetotaler in England, and we had a perfectly gorgeous life in Manchester, lived in a lovely house. He was a painter and decorator. You worked there.
Yeah.
A wonderful painter and decorator, and wonderful husband and dad, and then moved back to Ireland, and then kind of the Land Commission were going to take his little farm, so he had to move back. And I think maybe his family hadn't treated him very well, and all that came up. So the way it played out was that he didn't treat us well. So
Right.
it went from a really ordinary, nice life in England to, it was awful. I was raised in a shed in Sligo.
Okay.
We moved back to this falling down cottage, and he was going to build a bungalow because he was brilliant with his hands, and the plans, and it was his joy that he wanted to build his own house because he was so creative. And he just kind of mentally went through something, and he started drinking. And he used to say to me and Una and Kevin that we were nothing but financial liabilities, and he didn't build a house. And I grew up in I can't even describe the living conditions. It's just unconscionable, so, and that was my big great shame of growing up in this poverty and this, the house is falling down. We only need a cold tap. With no sanitation. I was raised in those conditions. Yeah. And that's why I get really angry about the housing thing in Ireland. I think it's the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the most basic thing, housing for people.
Yeah,
give them housing, and then it takes all the pressure off, and then you can explore your creativity and everything else.
Yeah.
To see it monetized and young people having to leave the country. It just, and also...
No, I know, I agree
and
with
also
you.
poverty.
Yeah. But also what you said about the shame thing. So the shame.
So I'm a shame-based person.
Well, because there's a lot of, like we were talking about men and women and the sort of behind the scenes and not wanting people, each other to know. There's a lot of that going on in families, like big dysfunctional families, and then they think it's only unique to them, as you probably thought it was to you, and you wanted to keep it hidden. You know what I mean? Now, we're older and we know that it wasn't it had nothing to do with you. That wasn't anything to do. It wasn't your fault, for use of a better word. But you think the thing is, as a child, whatever's going on in the house, you eat the emotion. And so this is what you thought you deserved, or this is what you and you could
see that it was shameful.
Yeah, and you did, and you went to other people's houses and you saw how they lived.
And then so I grew up. I grew up with this whole thing of keep people away and at a distance. So that whole way I was raised just coloured my whole life.
Right.
And I have real issue with letting people close still. It's coloured my whole life. It's why I didn't get married and have kids.
Right. Yeah. Amazing.
It coloured my whole life.
Yeah.
And it coloured the life of my brother and sister too.
But
it's childhood stuff, and we're adults and we all get on, and it's informed it in other great ways. I've led quite a wild life in a way, and I'm glad I did, and I had tons of experiences, and I felt free, too. So you came back to Ireland when you were 5. Yeah.
Right, 5. Yeah,
but I'd been at school in England, and do you know?
How old was your dad when he had you?
So early 30s. My parents were in their early 30s.
Okay. Yeah.
And he just started. He'd never drunk before. He'd always been the perfect son and the hard worker. And then I just think what went on with him was he went, "Where's me?"
I know exactly. Well, he almost got it the wrong way round. He should have been drinking like a madman, and then the penny drops, and you think, then get kids.
And here's an amazing thing: a lot of men of his generation, like my mum was telling me, that they went to England to work. They'd be working all day on building sites or whatever, and then they go back to the digs, and often the women who ran the digs, they were really mingy with the food or whatever, and they would make them sometimes get out of the house, and they couldn't sit so a lot of them went to the pub because they had to do that. But my father didn't. He actually became a brilliant ballroom dancer. He was a brilliant dancer too. That's what he used to do. He trained as a dancer.
Well, so Anne, let me put it to you this way: when I was 27, I had kids, and I started having kids, and I was too young, I was too immature, I was too emotionally retarded. I kind of resented the fact that I had a kid that early, and I wanted to just go out and have sex with lots of different women, but I couldn't because I was married. But then, so I started drinking, and then when I got drunk, I was able, in my mind, I couldn't really remember the sexual experiences that I was having. So I didn't feel guilty about it because I couldn't really remember fully. So, but what I'm saying is, I wanted both lives. I wanted to have that sort of life. I wanted to go out drinking and riding and all that. But I also loved the family life. Yeah. But I didn't tell Hannah, didn't give her the choice. I know you don't want to speak ill of the dead, but this place, there's so much alcoholism, and it's so hard to shake off. Mm. And there wasn't AA, or there probably was. Sorry, Anne. I mean, we can cut all this out, by the way.
Yeah, but the one thing you were saying about, he loved you, I don't think actually he did, though. I don't think I think he just didn't have the capacity to. Yeah. And I kind of put it back to the War of Independence. My grandfather.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
It's so fascinating. No. I'm much more interested in what you're saying.
My grandfather was very involved in the War of Independence, and he was and I think that my grandparents actually met in a branch of the Cumann na Mán that he set up in Sligo. My grandfather was involved in a famous escape from Sligo jail. I know there was 6 men shot in the Sligo mountains, famous. He was there. He got away. I mean, he had to go on the run. They had a sign that they would leave a bicycle outside the house to let them know if the black and tans were there. The only thing I ever remember my grandmother saying was death before dishonour. I mean, I think they had PTSD probably.
Yeah.
I think they were tough, hard people, and I don't think there was any love lost in the rearing of their family.
Well, I think that in the same way in World War I, World War II, people who went through horrific things, they didn't talk about it, and they probably saw stuff, really horrible stuff that they became tough. Or PTSD, and it's interesting. Yeah. So your dad came out of that union.
Yeah.
You know, these two people, but I mean that might not explain it, but it might explain it.
You know, it might. And does it matter?
Do
you know, you get to this age
Yeah.
and you just go. My favourite saying at the moment is getting older is a privilege. You know, you hear people moaning about it and whatever. It's a bloody privilege because, you know, I have very close friends who didn't make it, you know.
So do I, yeah.
Yeah. And it just goes, wow, every
agree.
year I live to be an honour to their memory.
And also, I hate the idea of not getting older, and I mean, you know, there's so many things that aren't great about getting older, but surely, Jesus, give me some fucking wisdom. You know, I mean, that would be and that's the thing about your dad. Forget about, you know, he didn't love me, but acceptance. This is what it was.
Acceptance.
This is what it was, and you know, and like you say, the benefits of coming out of that environment.
People often talk about forgiveness, but one problematic thing about forgiveness is that I was so forgiving that I went through life being like. Always making excuses for people, always like being in toxic situations and trying to understand the psychology of the person who's mistreating me because that's because whatever, because I grew up learning to do that with my father, and at a certain point I went, no, boundaries, no, I'm actually not interested in the psychology of this at all.
Very good.
It's just toxic, goodbye. And I think you can have an issue with boundaries when you go through a difficult situation, and part of the thing was being maybe too forgiving. So I don't know if I actually do totally forgive my father.
It's so interesting, but it is weird when your dad maybe they love but doesn't enjoy, like, it's a weird feeling. It's very difficult to come to terms with. It's a bit unnatural.
Which?
Well, feeling that your dad doesn't like you or doesn't love you.
My sister works, I won't say where she works, but she works in a challenging situation. She knows people. She knows somebody whose father injected them with heroin when they were 12 years of age. The horror stories of when you see what people go through, you open aperture a bit and you look at the world and you go, at the end of the day, we won the lotto being born in the part of the world we were born in and the access to what we have access to. And it's always to be cognizant of that and go, yeah, everybody has stuff. You know, everybody's having a day. Everybody has stuff. So
isn't that a very Catholic way of fucking trying to make yourself feel better? At least you weren't injected with heroin by your father when you were 12. Jesus Christ. Anyway, but yeah.
Maybe it would have been great. I've heard tell.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. But yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
When I was asking you before where you saw yourself going or whatever, do you, like, I really have aspirations. Like I was saying, I do want to pay the bills and everything, but I really want there to be a suite of shows. I really want to grow my audience. I really am going, okay, definitely into my early 70s. I really see I'm on a path now in a blinkered way that I was never on before.
Wonderful.
And I see it. But don't you have that? You're so bloody talented. My God, you created a seminal TV series. You've done some of the funniest gigs I've ever seen.
Okay, first of all, I'm talking about you, but thank you for saying that. but it's uncomfortable. You're making Damien feel uncomfortable. But I love to hear that. Yeah, really you have. You've taken the fucking show to a screeching halt again, typical. But isn't it so exciting that, you know, with what we do, that we can get better? Because most pursuits aren't like that. So what a nice feeling that as we get older.
What a feeling!
We're getting better, and we can create more wealth.
Yeah.
It was such a fucking relief, because it could be the exact opposite.
Yeah.
You could be sitting at home dribbling onto your hairy old fanny that nobody wants to gaze at.
Dribbling on your fanny? What kind of dribbles are they? Big long dribbles down your dick, or maybe it'd be pleasant. Oh, actually.
Right, no, that's
so. But that image. Let's make you miserable and sad again. No, but that image that you paint of the childhood home. I mean, I know. No,
Yeah.
what does it make? But it's a very powerful kind of. Well, I don't. I'm like Dad needed to be taken aside, and you know, have a. You know, he needed to get. Yeah, I mean, he fucked up, didn't he? I mean, could you say, or do you think it was a combination of mental illness or depression or
It was
drinking?
maybe all of
and
those
do you feel
things.
and do you feel awkward talking about it now still, because you're disrespecting the memory of your dad?
No, I don't feel awkward talking about it. I did feel awkward talking about it up until, I say, into my 40s. I had still had that shame. But it's a relief now to go, but that wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't, you know,
No.
I came through that.
Yeah.
And so I find it empowering to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
And also, you were saying that you think you owe the shame around it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you other people have gone through
And that's
exactly the same
That's
thing.
the saddest thing I hear about kids. You know, like they can't, like, you know, when you're in that situation. Dad, listen, I think you need to sort your shit out. And da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da. I remember once Daniel, he was like little fucking Frodo Baggins in Lord of the Rings. You know, like he saw me struggling in Australia, getting fucking into fights and drinking and not making any money, and I was on the banned from everywhere. And he was little. You know, why didn't you do something like Jerry Seinfeld and get a TV show? And my little heart, because my little boy, it was too much. And it's so sweet, you know, this little thing. So, but the point is, kids, they can't process, don't know it. They know more, actually, because they know less, right? They're not full of shit. Yeah. And so you just eat the emotion, don't you? You just swallow it all up. And then you just take it all in. You know what I mean? But anyway...
I can see that, and when he's willing you to be Jerry Seinfeld, and then you can see the whole life, and you can see that you're in that realm, and you have the talent.
You're getting emotional now. You're upsetting Damien Clark. Damien, it's just a woman. She's womaning.
Live in studio, Anne Gildea.
This is womaning.
Can I tell
But
you?
isn't it beautiful? But
thing.
that's the difference. I mean, that availability to be that close to your emotions. I once felt that after doing like 24 shows in a row in Edinburgh and kind of burning out. But it's almost strips yourself of whatever, and you're just real close to the feelings. It's close to your feelings. Like you're right there.
Like
All right,
this.
fucking clients. But it's amazing anyway. But
I'm like that all the time. I've always been like that. And
Yeah.
I've got worse as I've got older. And I used to have old aunties. Did you have aunties like this who'd be always dabbing their eye? I've turned into that auntie. Yeah, anything sad at all. People tell me sad things. Their pet died. And I'm like...
So wait a sec. Did you not have access to hot water when you were in your house? Is that a shame to even say that? Are you ashamed to say that?
No, start
Yeah,
the
I
dabbing.
am ashamed to say that.
But-
I don't want to talk
but-
about the logistics, but it was really... it was horrible.
there was no fucking hot water.
No.
Oh, stop it, Anne.
We-
We what? But Anne, but you're a proper tough fucking warrior that you came through. I mean, that's pretty bad. You know what I mean? But that's not. I don't look at. You know what I mean? Like, you know. Sorry.
You don't look at you and go, God, you didn't get a proper wash growing up. But here's the thing.
Yeah, but so what the fuck? How did you? Did you heat up? Did
yes,
Mom heat?
on the range. There was like the old way.
So it was fucking grand. What the fuck is wrong?
I don't want to talk about the logistics.
Why wouldn't you talk about the logistics?
But that is one of the reasons I always kept people at a distance, and I thought I can.
Because you smell.
No. Growing when I'd left it all behind and not getting married or anything, I always felt ashamed if I got too close to someone, and then particularly when my dad was still alive, and he was eccentric then, and I don't know. I'm sure loads of people have had this experience.
on.
They have the very eccentric parent with the eccentric way that they live, and then my mum was not well off, and I had to kind of, you meet all sorts of people when you're performing.
Yeah.
It's a kind of classless kind of thing.
Yes.
But the ostensible structure of my family background was very poor.
Yeah.
And you'd meet kind of posh people,
Yeah.
and you'd be.
Oh, right.
And
I
you
see
go,
where you're coming from.
There's a bit where it's like.
Yeah. But
I was always
but where like
withdrawing.
Yeah, I got you. I totally understand.
You know what I mean?
The
You're
embarrassment.
posh.
Yeah, I would be posh, I guess. In comparison to you. But it is wear that background as a badge of honor. That's how you do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't
Like
you
what
think?
you were saying, Dave.
Like I mean, wear
know-
that background like and anybody that fucking looks at you funny. I fucking had cold water. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck off. Yeah. Oh, well, but did you make the fucking water, fuckface? No. Did you heat the water? No. You just happened to be born into a fucking house with this hot water. Go fuck yourself. I'm getting very angry on... sorry.
And with those circumstances, I would just say with the majority of the population of the world, we are so privileged with the,
So I'm very grateful for water. I'm very grateful for hot water.
Well, let's have a grateful moment.
I'm very grateful for
What are you grateful?
women in general.
What are the things you're most
softness
grateful
of their
of?
skin.
What are you most grateful for?
A big fanny.
That was what I was gonna say.
Well, I'm most grateful for oxygen, because without it, where would we be? I mean, people talk about breaking up with a woman. Try breaking up with oxygen. This is it. This is what will happen. Look.
See, now, David.
Yeah.
Listen to me. If you had the person following you around that you're paying to write down the stuff, they would write down that, and they would remind you of it, and then they.
But then I'd just try to ride them eventually, wouldn't I?
You need a 70-year-old.
Oh, you have to get a 70-year-old. I'd fucking give her a go, like the 70-year-old.
What age group woman are you dating?
I turned the lights off.
What age group lady are you dating?
Well, I'm very open to all species. Jesus Christ.
I love that. You're acknowledging that, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, where are you going, Damien? You all right?
Yeah, just having a little...
what time is it now, mate?
5:30.
Oh, Christ. I think we've been... can I just say, I just feel like we're just exploring tip of the iceberg stuff. We'll have to have you on again. I'll have to have you on again soon.
Part 1.
Anne Gildea, it's really nice talking to you. It takes a while to kind of just find out and interact with people. So it was very. When's your tour coming up? Just so the three people watching. Go on.
So then my first theatre show is in Ianthus Castleblaney on the 5th of September. Then I'm back in Sligo at the Hawkswell Theatre on the 6th. And then I'm all over the place. And I'm also in the ICC in London. That's the Irish Culture Centre in Hammersmith in October, I think that is.
And where can people see your tour dates?
They're all on the website that my wonderful Paul has created. Anne Gildea, ANNEGILDEA.com.
And in the show, do you talk about Paul?
Do I talk about Paul?
No. Yay! So,
because the love of Paul informs the energy of my work. The love of a good man, there's nothing like it.
Well, you heard it here, folks. The love of a good man. Finally, we hear the truth. And the way to a man is through his stomach, apparently. Damien Clark,
sorry,
great work.
We're on crickets.
Thank you very much.
Just getting hang of the buttons. And then when are you on at the Crack Den? I've got the hat on.
Oh, I'm on in the Crack Den. I'm doing the show on the 2nd, on Tuesday the 2nd, which is going to be interesting.
Tuesday the 2nd of
September, doing it in a comedy club, and I'm also playing the Crack Den the week before. I'm doing a small slot.
Yeah, it's not that fascinating.
Well, it is for me because I haven't been, playing clubs for a while.
Okay.
He's such a bitch.
Yeah. Thank you.
But you're so funny that
you're very funny. You're very funny, and congratulations, everyone. See you next week. Thank you, Anne Gildea, Damien Clark. Thank you.